able to clearly communicate science to various audiences of various skill levels. Tonight, I would like to take a moment and share some information about influenza, as well as also try to clear up some facts, some myths about flu and the flu shot. So, some flu facts. Let's talk about it. Good news is that the flu season for this year is on the decline. It has peaked. Usually flu season runs from October to March. Ours this year is running a little bit longer. It's kind of, but for all the public health resources have said that last week it has peaked and now cases are on the decline. That being said, flu sickened 26 million people this year in the US alone, which led to 250,000 hospitalizations and 14,000 deaths. 14,000 deaths, that's a lot. That's a huge impact. I mean, not only for families, but that's a huge impact for our health system in general. Flu is nothing to be trifled with. So let's talk about how you get the flu. You get the flu through several different ways. You can come in contact with people who are infected. You can also get the flu from coming in contact from surfaces that have the germs on them. For example, handshaking. You can also get the flu by inhaling aerosols, like when people cough. So we know how you can get the flu. How can you prevent the flu? The first thing you can do is wash your hands a lot. Wash your hands with soap and water, sing the ABCs twice while you're washing them. If you don't have access to soap and water regularly, use hand sanitizer. It works pretty well. If you have soiled hands, wash your hands. If you're sick, stay home. Nobody wants your germs. I know they've got that deadline that you really need to get to. Nobody wants your germs. Stay at home. Like I said, you can cut from contaminated surfaces and to get it on your hands. Don't touch your face like I just did. The flu virus will go from your face and into your mucous membranes in your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. And people touch their face an average of 5 times every minute, which you don't think about it, but you actually do, and that's kind of weird. But it's kind of normal. So, the last way to prevent the flu is everybody says, okay, cover your mouth when you cough. You cover your mouth like this to cough. Don't cover your mouth with your hands, because then you have your germs in your hands, and you handshake somebody, and now you spread your germs to them. So, how do you cough? Cough into your elbow. That way, you don't have it on your hands, and it's now in your elbow. Wash your hands anyways. So, and finally, what's the best way to prevent the flu? Get your flu shot. How many of y'all got your flu shot this year? Yay, that is wonderful. I'm so happy about that. Flu shot is the most underutilized vaccination that we offer here in the US. And a lot of the times it's underutilized because of myths that are around, that are myths or misunderstandings that are around and are spread. So let's kind of address, for your edification, let's address some of these myths. Myth number 1, I got the flu from the flu shot. This is actually false. It is impossible to get the flu from a flu shot. The flu shot is developed with a killed virus, and you cannot get the flu from a killed virus. There are cases where you can potentially get it from a nasal spray, but those are very, very, very rare, and almost not even worth mentioning because they're so rare. But why do people think they got the flu from the flu shot? Well, they think this because they feel bad. When you get the flu shot, you do feel bad. I feel bad, I actually feel awful when I get the flu shot. You can have pain from the injection site, you can have, pain in your armpit, and you can just pretty much feel bad, have really bad malaise, and just feel like you're sick. Interestingly enough, this is a good thing. This is your body responding to the flu shot and learning it. The way that your immune system works is the flu shot that's injected into you has pieces of killed virus. The body learns to recognize these pieces of killed virus and learns so that when you're actually exposed to the real flu, then it goes into action. So, would you rather feel bad for a week and not feel good, or get the flu and potentially be one of those 14,000 people? Myth number 2. I got the flu shot, but I still got the flu. So this isn't exactly a myth, but it's kind of, there's more to it than that. You can get the flu after having a flu shot. Thank you. People, the flu shot is developed because there are a group of scientists, infectious disease professionals, and other and physicians that come together and use statistical software to predict what's going to be available this next year, or what's going to be predominant this next year. Sometimes they're wrong. It happens. Scientists are people too. We are wrong sometimes. But, as I was explaining a little bit earlier, the immune system learns the virus. The good thing about different strains of flu is that genetically they are very similar. So your body learns some of the genetic components, and if you get exposed to a strain that's not in the flu shot, it recognizes some of these components and still mounts an immune response and lessens your disease, lessens the burden of it. You don't feel as bad, and you usually get better quicker. Think of it kind of as partial credit on a test. So these are the 2 main myths that I wanted to go over and try to clear up. In closing, the flu season's almost over this year, but it starts again next October. Be proactive, get your flu shot in October. Finally, I'd like to share what inspired this speech. My first time at Toastmasters, it was November. The handshaking, I commented to our president that it surprised me that everybody shook hands, and the infectious disease person in me goes, oh my gosh, everybody's shaking their hands and they're sharing their germs. We're in flu season. So I would like to leave you with a parting gift. Keep on handshaking, but courtesy of MD Anderson Infection Control, I have hand sanitizer.